Hello everyone and welcome. Today I am going to share the rest of my birthday presents that I received at the beginning of December for my birthday. And I've pulled this box out because two of the presents are in this box, and I suddenly thought to myself, perhaps I can't really remember, or maybe it was a long while ago, but I just thought that perhaps I hadn't actually shared with you all of my Japanese paints. So I do have some other birthday presents, but I'm starting off showing you this box because two of the presents were some Japanese paints. And this box, beautiful box, which, oh, I don't know if I can do it. There we go. It's really hard to get in the camera. This was what some of my presents were in from my beautiful friend Paula, that some of you may know if you are on my Patreon. So the two new sets that I got were these two. Whoops, let's turn them around the right way. They're from Choosing Keeping, and they're the 1930s set and the 1970s set. And I did already have the 1960s. So I thought I would just share with you what I have in this box. If you are interested and want me to swatch any of them out, I think I might have swatched one set out. Yeah, maybe just one. So I do have the 1960s set from Choosing Keeping. I also have this set of Chinese. These are Chinese, not Japanese, actually. Paints. And I used these in a video recently, or due to come up. I've uploaded videos up to about the 20th of December, and we're about the 11th of December now when I'm filming this one. So yeah, I might get a bit muddled about what you will have already seen and what you won't have. This is the winter set of Japanese paints that I got from Choosing Keeping quite some time ago. And which way round do we go? Yeah, this way round. These are the colours that are in this one. Now, the paints that come from Choosing Keeping don't have the same names as the ones that are the Kuretake Gansai Tambi paints. So they obviously come from somewhere else. Many of you will have seen this set, which was the, what did they call this? Vintage set, I think they called this. So there we have the vintage set, which I have. Which way should we go? I have this small portable set, which is in a little container. Which way do we go? That way. And this little portable set has these colours in, and it came with a brush pen and a Zig Mangaka 01 pen, a fine liner. So that one I have used on occasion when I go out to paint on plein air. So we have that one. I also have this little set, which I believe I got from Jackson's. This little set has basically got your primary colours in, plus it does have a green, and it does have a burnt sienna and a gold. But that also came with a push pen, watercolour water brush pen and a fine liner as well. So I have that little set. This tin has my spares in, so I have some spares because some colours I use quite a bit. And I've got the 24 set. So this is the 24 set of Gansai Tambi colours. There we go. I also have, that's just an empty tin, I'm not sure why that's in there. Let's see, what do we have in here? We have the Shadow Black Isumi paints. These are Japanese colours, and also the Gansai Tambi graphite colours. I have those in here. And then I have these, which are paints. So these are Chinese, not Japanese, Chinese painting colours, they call them. And they're rather lovely. And I got those to go with, let's move this down now. I got them to go with this. And this opens up. And you can see you've got your brushes. I've added a pipette in there because you have got your blocks to hold your paper down with. And then you've got your, I mean, this just feels gorgeous. This is how you mix the colour, and you do that from a block like this. Isn't it stunning? So you rub with a little bit of water, that's why I've got the pipette, and you keep rubbing until you've got the paint that you want, which goes down into this well. And that's where you put your water that you're going to use, and that is a brush stand. So I bought this set, just to keep it all safe. When I bought this set, I also bought the paints, and I think I do have one more set which is in a different place. So I'm just going to pop all these back apart from my new ones. I have the granulating set as well. Which, if you haven't seen, let me see if I can find the granulating set. There it is, I think. That's it. No. Maybe I'll find it towards the end of the video, rather than waste time right now. But yeah, I do have the granulating set, which I've done a video on. But these are the two new ones that I'm going to be swatching. If there's anything out of my, what I call my Japanese and Chinese painting box, that you would like to see me swatch, then please leave it in the comments below. I also had this lovely book, Make Ink by Jason Logan. So that was a birthday present. And yes, this was from my son and his girlfriend. And so was this. This is beautiful. It's a bluey grey. So I'm going to use the back page to swatch these colours out with. I'll flip through the Make Ink book, and at some point in the new year I will be having a go at making my own ink. The other thing that was a birthday present was this beautiful wooden pencil or brush holder, which I'm using on my desk with some of the things that I reach for really often. So I don't know where this came from, sadly, or this, other than my son's lovely girlfriend found them, and she works at a university, and apparently they have like a oriental type place where you can buy all of the supplies. So yes, let's maybe start then with a little flip through, and I'm gonna just change my camera so that we go in a bit more now. There we go. So this is Make Art, a Forager's Guide to Natural Ink Making. And I mean, I have been reading it, so I've got so far. It's a lovely hardback book. I know that you can get this from Amazon. So basically, Jason talks a little bit in this introduction here about you know, how they came about you know, foraging and making their own inks, basically. The photography is really nice as well. You can see I've already highlighted one bit. How is ink made? The basic formula is actually quite simple. Something for your colour, a binder, and then water or oil equals ink. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to. It does tell you about foraging, you know, finding plants and all sorts of things that may give you the colours that you want. A little bit on foraging in winter. There he is. And then make ink. What is ink and how is it made? Gives you some helpful terms. I'd only got to here. But then it comes up with a natural ink basic recipe. So yeah, that is probably where I'm going to be starting. What does it say? Sterilize your materials. Okay, so you can do that by just boiling them in a pan. So water, a potato masher, measuring cups and spoons, mortar and pestle, a pot that you don't mind devoting to ink making, a spoon or a stir stick, white vinegar, cleaning grade if you can find it, salt, thick white paper for testing, gum arabic, wintergreen oil or whole cloves, glass containers with tight-fitting lids, sticker paper for labels, a glass muller or palette spatula to be used on a glass surface, a large bowl, a fine mesh strainer or colander funnel, an old coffee grinder, optional, coffee filters, funnel glass dropper, litmus papers, rubber gloves, and some rags for cleaning up. I like that. So yeah, it gives you you know, that basic recipe. It talks about thickeners and binders, talks about water, talks about the glass, different pigments. Don't forget, colour doesn't just come from plants. Vivid colour can be mixed from several varieties of bugs and insects, as well as from a range of rocks, minerals and metals. So Look at those. They look interesting, don't they? Look at those that he's made. Wow. Right, black. Ooh. You've got, oh, vine black ink. Wow. How to make vine charcoal for ink or drawing. Blacker. Oak gall ink. Brown. Black walnut ink. Then we've got red and we've got pokeberry ink. Then we've got blue. Copper oxide ink. Purple. Ooh. Wild grape ink. And then yellow. We've got turmeric alcohol ink. Ooh. Wow. That one might be a good one as a starting point. 3 tablespoons of turmeric powder. 1 3/4 cups of isopropyl alcohol, or I think surgical spirit here in the UK. 90% or higher. A glass container with a tight fitting lid. Spoon or stir stick. Coffee filter, funnel, and a large bowl or tall bottle. There you go. So you don't need much to make that one. So, you know, I won't go through the whole thing, but it goes through all the different colours and how you might make those. And then it talks about testing ink on paper. Look at these. Wow. Oh, look at that. Cochineal and turmeric alcohol. Wow. Alum. So obviously added that to it. Oh, that's a nice page. I want some of these. Stunning. So you've got pictures and then it tells you what he used underneath. So a really interesting book. I'm just flicking through now. All about making ink. So there we go. That's that one. Let's now grab this indigo Artway, which is 100% cotton rag, and yeah, I mean, I would call it more rough than anything else, but I mean, doesn't this look arty? And I think what I'll do is I will start with the 1930s. Now, I've already swatched these on the little card that comes with it, so I know what they look like on normal off-white watercolor paper, which is what's provided. They do have weird and wonderful names, so as I swatch them out on here, I will tell you what the names are, but just for my purposes, 1930s. Okay, so water. Here we go, water. There's some water. And yeah, we can use the size 6. I think that'll probably be fine. And not that you particularly have to do this with these kinds of paints, but I will just put a drop of water on each one. Quite often with the darker colours, it's terribly hard to see what they are, so you really do need whichever set, whether it's a set from Choosing Keeping, whether it's a Kuretake Gansai Tambi set, you know, you do need to swatch them out, because and have yourself a little swatch card, otherwise it gets a little bit confusing. So this is our first colour. We need a bit more water. There we go. So this colour is called Kin Uduri. Kin Uduro. Yep, you can see I'm going to be murdering these names, aren't I? However, it just means golden ochre. So on the choosing keeping website, it does give you the colour breakdown, and it gives you both names, which is rather nice. Okay, let's go over this side now and look at Karocha. Char. It's got char on the end, so we're guessing something to do with tea. Oh, there we go. So that's what it looked like on the white paper, and here we have it on this sort of grey blue paper. So Karocha, black tea. There we go. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Let's go to this next one then. I love the big pans, and if you are new and you've never come across these kinds of Japanese or Chinese paints even, they are a little bit like a cross between gouache and watercolour. So this colour is called Hadairo, and that just means flesh, apparently. Then we have this colour. Ooh. So if you're interested in what I'm thinking about this paper, you need quite a bit of water, because it is very textured. So this one was called Kawagane, which means iron skin. When a Japanese sword is made, the more flexible interior metal shingane is coated in far stronger metal, which is called Kawagane. There we go. I like that they've got a little story with them. Here's our next colour. This colour, bring it up so that you can see the difference. Aketsuchi. Aketsuchi means earthy crimson. Yes, that does describe it very nicely. Okay, what do we have now? We have Kogecha, another char. Okay, so it just means charred tea. Very nice. And there you have it on the white one. It's looking like a very pretty set of colours. Okay, here we are. Next colour. Gorgeous. Gonruko. Gonruko, mixed green. Traditionally, this pigment is made of a mixture of azurite and malachite. There we go, there it is. And you can actually see it kind of separating on the white. And here it is on my grey stroke light blue paper. It's a gorgeous colour paper. And our last one in this set is purple. Okay, Kodai Murasaki, which is ancient purple. Due to the cost of the pigment, purple was traditionally associated with wealth in Japan, and ordinary people were not permitted to wear it. So there we have it, and there we have it. I'm going to bring them back up when they're dry. So, but just looking at those colours, what a lovely set of colours. Wow. Okay, there we go. That's our 1930s set. Let's pop you to one side for the minute and bring in the 1970s. So different colour set altogether. Here is our 1970s set. I mean, it just is bright, whereas this is much more almost muted, but it does have some brights in there. Okay, so turn it up the right way. Let's make a start with, oh, let's just put a drop on each again. So we've got this blue to start off with. Beautiful. Asagi. So let me see what they say about Asagi then. Where is Asagi? Right, bear with me one moment. Okay, so I was just reading the wrong one. Let's not panic. Okay, Asagi, a blue-green that shares its name with an ancient breed of koi, which is characterized by striking blue scales. Wow, okay, now that makes sense. Right, let's move on to our next one. So these sets start at the 1920s and go up to 1980, I think. I don't think they go beyond that. These are called their retro sets. So this is Kuhaku, which is just called yellow white. Okay, and you can see it there. Not sure how this grey will show. But it is called Gin or Jinnezu. Light grey or literally silver mouse. Oh yes, that makes sense actually. So on the white card you can see it's this colour. Obviously it's a bit harder to see on this coloured paper. Got another blue coming up now. So this is called Mizu Iro. Light blue or watercolor. Color of water. This color is called Udo ochre, perhaps the oldest pigment found globally in prehistoric cave paintings. Synthetic alternatives to the natural pigment are more frequently used today, as in this instance. This next colour looks really interesting. Will you show? Oh, it does show up on here. This is a little bit like a buff titanium, but greener. So here it is on here. And Rikyu Nezumi. In translation, this colour combines as dark green and mouse, but in practice it is far lighter than such a name suggests. Okay. Well, I can see the mouse bit to it. Right, next. Move up a little bit. There we go. So, Natane Iro. And that one means rape seed. Yes, it does. Yeah. And our final one is called Enji, shortened from Enjimushi, which is the Japanese name for the insect from which the deep red dye carmine is derived. A synthetic alternative is used today. Wow. Well, I'm loving all these colours. And I kind of like the fact that they have some kind of meaning to them as well. I'm going to dry these and then I'll bring them back up for you to have a better look at. Okay, so I'm going to bring these up a lot closer for you so that you can have a look. So there at the top 8 are the 1930s. Can you see the lovely effect because of this gorgeous paper? Quite stunning, in fact. So although quite often these paints can look a little bit more like gouache, on this paper they are actually doing some nice things. And then underneath there we have the 1970s set. Wonderful. And I really rate this paper. This paper is absolutely beautiful. Wow. Yeah, would I call it light grey? I think I would call it a light grey, because if you look at the blue, it's just one of those papers that when you look at it, it's just really interesting colour to work on. I'm just going to have a bit more of a play. Perhaps I'll just use some more of this space here and see what happens when I use my soft carbon pencil that I use quite a lot. And of course that is water soluble. So, oh wow. Well, that's really good. Love it. Let's grab a couple of luminance pencils. So I've got grey blue and Prussian blue here. If I bring that up, I think you might see, hopefully. Can you see? Because the paper is quite rough, you're getting instant mark making. So you're not going to get a smooth pencils on here. There you can see the soft carbon pencil as well. Yes, maybe I will also grab, let's try a couple of Neocolor 2s. And they are also water soluble. So I will try and bring those neo colours back up. So the same thing happens when you're using them dry. You will see it skips over because you've got this rough texture, but very lovely when you add water. I suppose the only other thing might be some ink tents. Where are my ink tents? Ink tents, here you are. So what should we grab? Let's grab a couple of ink tents. I've got Sicilian yellow and a colour called red violet. So I will try and I'm pressing quite hard. Those two colours go together really nicely. That was random. Okay, so, and I'm going to wet just one side. Super. Wow. Okay, let me just bring this up for you. I'm hoping I can get it in. These don't seem to skip over quite as much as some of the other pencils did. So, but yeah, stunning when watered down. Whoa. I can see that this sketchbook is going to be really interesting. So I did get a few other things for my birthday, but they were more you know, this is a gorgeous little travel palette. I got some water brushes. but we've all seen those before. So yeah, I just wanted to show you the more unusual things that I got for my birthday. So there we are. I hope yeah, maybe some of you might be inspired to maybe buy the sets, the retro sets, and definitely have a look out. I've looked on Amazon UK. I couldn't find this sketchbook on Amazon UK. I will have a look on the Amazon.com. Otherwise I'll have another little hunt to see if I can find it. I did find some other Indigo Artway sketchbooks, but not this. And this is a lovely big A4 size. Oh, I'm really pleased with this. That is going to be a really lovely book to work in. So thank you for watching, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay calm, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.